All right, welcome everyone to another travel vlog. This travel vlog is me in London. In the past few weeks, I have shared a few UK travel vlogs. So, Bath, Oxford, and Hay on Wye. If you are new here, feel free to go watch those. But today's vlog is one of our days in London back in September. So this was one of the first few days in London that it wasn't raining. So we took this opportunity to be one of our main walking days. So that's why we wanted to tour the Kensington Gardens and Hyde Park and Buckingham Palace. So we started from the Notting Hill tube side, and we just walked on this lovely little path, and then soon you'll see us going through this like tunnel of greenery is what I'm calling it. It was so gorgeous, just the way the sun was hitting us. It was just a very beautiful day. The first thing we see is the Diana, Princess of Wales, like one of the memorials. There's lots of memorials and statues of her. This one in particular is her with her two sons while they were young. So, before she passed away. And so it's just a really beautiful memorial for her. You could go around and see it from behind, but you can't really get any closer if you want to see it from the front. So this is the closest you can get. Then we continue walking down this path, and we saw the Kensington Palace. I know you can take tours in the palace. I believe you can. We just did not sign up for it. So this is it. And just look at the light glares, it's just a beautiful day. The clouds were hanging low. It was sky blue. It was complete different from the days of rain. All right, so we continued on our walk, and then we're into like the main part of like Kensington Gardens, like the park right in front of the palace. And we are just a little perplexed. We're just trying to figure out which path we want to go. There's multiple paths that can take you to Buckingham Palace. So we were just trying to figure out which the best one is. So we picked one, and this particular path took us to the Round Pond. There are multiple bodies of water in the park. The Round Pond is just that. It's a big round pond, and it is gorgeous. There's swans, there's geese, people are picnicking around it. That was something that I was pleasantly surprised about. I thought because these parks were so well known and have such a historical presence, and I thought it was a park that maybe people just felt like they could only walk around, like almost like a museum, like don't touch. But not necessarily. People were picnicking and using this park just like a regular park, which I think is amazing for the people that live in London. So yeah, and look at the blue of that pond. All right, throughout the park there is art installation. This is like a pumpkin that they had just right by the round pond. And so we took a nice little picture in front of it and then continued our walk. And so I'm trying to show you all like this new building. Like this whole park was giving me like secret garden vibes, because you're just walking along paths and you are going to see lots of different birds, lots of buildings hidden behind trees. So it just has this feel of whimsy and childlike wonder, and just the way the light was hitting. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Okay. So we continued walking along this path. That's Nicholas saying, "Am I in the shot?" He was being a dork. Then we made it to the Peter Pan statue. There's a lot of statues here, like a lot. And then we were getting a little tired, and I was getting a little adventurous. So I normally don't do this, but I was like, yeah, let's rent a bike or a scooter and make our way through Hyde Park to get to Buckingham Palace. Okay, so I'm riding this bike through the gardens. I think I'm in Hyde Park now. All these parks are connected. Nick is on a scooter somewhere on the road. Each company and each equipment. So the bikes are allowed to ride certain parts, but not the scooters. So he had to ride on the street because of their electric, they do automatically like stop if you're not supposed to ride somewhere. But anyways, we're gonna meet up there in this little like turnabout, and then we're gonna keep going to Buckingham Palace. We could have taken the tube, but this is like the only opportunity that Nick had to get me on a bike because I don't like riding bikes in busy neighborhoods. But I figured the park was the safest place. All right, so let's keep riding. All right, as you guys saw, Nick is riding my bike across this crazy roundabout because I am not brave enough to ride a bike through the city streets. If he's going to do that, park it, and then we're going to continue walking to Buckingham Palace. But that is the crazy roundabout. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to cross and meet him on the other side. So from that roundabout, we had to cross the street by going under a street, and then we walked a few blocks, and then we crossed, and then we made it to the continuation of the park to take us to Buckingham Palace. The path up to Buckingham Palace was gorgeous. There's multiple paths leading up to it, and it makes Buckingham Palace look very grand. I think it was designed that way because you're going through all these trees. It's very green, and then all open up to Buckingham Palace, and it's like this beautiful building. And today, because it was sunny, it's like this building was hit with like that beautiful sunset light, so it was like gorgeous. I think that was by design. Like most touristy places, it has a lot of tourists, so we didn't actually spend a whole lot of time in front of Buckingham Palace. I just wanted to see it because I wanted to tell myself I've seen it, but it was really busy. And so we just took a few videos, a few photos, and just enjoyed it for a second, and then made our way out because we needed to go to a bookstore and to grab something to eat. But this is us, and I'm happy to say I've seen it in my life. Alright, so we continued our walk through the Piccadilly neighborhood, which is a neighborhood with a lot of shops. So think of any big city where it's just like all the main stores, like H&M, Tiffany's, all of that. In this neighborhood, there is this place called Hatchards Bookshop, which is a very popular bookstore. I felt like I was too tired to appreciate this bookstore, to be honest. So I just toured it a little bit. I was tired. I was hungry. I had to use the restroom. I just was not in the mood, but it was a gorgeous bookstore. And by the way, I want that Anne of Green Gables book because that cover is gorgeous. Then we made our way out to have tapas for dinner. And I wish we had more photos of what we ate. It was the best dinner we had. So I will put that information in the description box below. This is just one of the things we ate. It was delicious. So look at the description. See y'all later. Bye.